everyone. My name's Carson from Buggy, and I'm here with...
Garrett Sparrow, Rambo.
Who are you, Garrett Sparrow?
Rambo.
All right, well, when people hear the name Garrett Sparrow /
Rambo.
what do you want them to think and feel?
Low-key, I just, that I make good music, you know?
So your debut album, which is also titled
Rambo.
comes out when?
Tonight.
How are you feeling?
I feel okay. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I've heard it a lot, so.
The album is entirely written and produced by you, is that correct?
This is correct. Actually, there's an exception on one song that is a cover, but I did write the second half of it, so.
Which one's the cover?
I Think I'm in Love.
Ooh, and who is that a cover of?
We.
Of who?
We.
Oh, We.
W-E-E.
Oh, okay. I have not heard that song before. My ball knowledge is not there for that one. So I actually wanted to ask, you released Pacer last year. That is not on the album, correct?
No, that's a part of Melt Me, which is an album that is probably staying in the archives. But yeah, it was actually the album I was gonna release, and then I was working on Rambo during that, and Melt Me is actually older than Biking with Francis.
Wow.
So I was like, this is too old. This isn't representative of what like I actually do now. So I just skipped it and was like, let's do Rambo. So yeah.
Do you think any of the other songs, like besides maybe not the whole album, but like singles off of Melting would ever make it out?
There is a song with Greek that I really like, and I want to repurpose it. I do want to like bring some of them back, but yeah.
I am one of those day one Greek fan types. You know, we love Greek over here. So you are 1/3 of Biking with Francis, and you guys are all pretty much lining up to put out your debut albums. So how are you guys balancing all of this solo work with Biking with Francis?
Truthfully, we haven't been working on like any biking stuff. We took the time. We were super proud of our solo stuff, and so we were all like, let's just do our solo stuffs for now. And like, you know, we will get back to biking because I think we're all pretty burnt out with the solo stuff now, and it was vice versa before. So we really just switched back and forth. But yeah.
I'm really excited for the new biking shit. Dear Lacey, what made y'all want to put Dear Lacey out?
Me and Josh in particular really liked that song. And I don't know, it was just cool. Like, we didn't want to like tease our fans and like make them think that something else was coming. But I don't know, it was just like we made it and we're really excited about it, and it was just kind of one of those things, like a one-off.
So I want to talk about the visuals for Rambo. You have some like really interesting visuals. What were you inspired by visually when it came with the music videos?
So believe it or not, like I knew that like A$AP Rocky did the testing thing with the test dummy, but it's actually like nowhere near where I got like the idea from. I think it was a specific picture of these two dummies, like test dummies, kissing, and I thought it was really sick, and I was gonna use it as my album artwork, but then I would have to like buy the rights to it. It was like a Getty Images, I found out, and I didn't want to spend all that bread. But blueprints and just kind of like that, and it started as like an industrial vibe, something like that, but I don't know, it just kind of came to me. It was cool. I like the colors. Yeah.
Were there any like media inspirations, like books or movies, or was it just the picture?
Yeah, definitely. Well, two of the songs on Rambo are actually inspired by movies. One, Pony Boy, The Outsiders. And I kind of spin it up to an interesting dynamic between Johnny and Pony Boy that is kind of funny to me. Yeah. But like, I just kind of haven't. I like telling stories about anything. And then the other one's like Kubrick. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It really came from Sonic's first, and the visuals came later. But I guess those are a couple. Yeah.
I noticed some fun Easter eggs in the Boyfriend video. There is Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga, and there is a Pulp Fiction script. So, like, is there anything in particular about those two things that wanted you to make, like, you wanted to include them in the video for, or is that just kind of like a niche or a farming tactic?
Both. I have the Pulp Fiction script, and I got it from Seattle.
Oh, sweet.
And it's so sick. I love the dialogue. I love Tarantino. Tarantino is my favorite director, like, of all time. I know he's a little weird with the feet and stuff, but I don't really care. Like, his movies are good. And so, yeah, love Tarantino. Maybe that was, like, a subtle inspiration just in my stuff entirely. And then Lego Star Wars is one of my favorite games of all time. I actually just showed my girlfriend all the Star Wars, and she watched them, except not the Disney ones. Actually, we stopped at 6, by the way.
It's the right thing to do.
Unfortunately, but so then we started playing the Lego Star Wars game, and I was like streaming it from my PlayStation, and then we had to stop because I realized I played it so much that I can't play it with her who doesn't know how to get around, because I'm just like dragging her along. I know how to do everything, where everything is, so we just had to stop, like, because I knew it too well. So yeah.
What's the hardest level in Star Wars: The Complete Saga?
Honestly, Episode 4 was the most boring to me when you're in the desert. Those seem so long to me, but I remember there was one in the Death Star where you had to, like, I don't know, something was stupid hard for my kid brain. I hated the pod racer one. I don't like vehicle. Like,
The pod racing one is both, like, that is probably the one I remember the most specifically from my childhood. The hardest level, but probably the most fun. I love pod racing.
It's definitely, I think, the best vehicle one. Now that I said vehicle, it opened my eyes to Attack of the Clones on the second one after, like, the Dooku fight, and you're in that little, hangar thing.
Oh, yeah.
That one sucked ass.
Yeah,
I hated that one.
I
hated that one, but yeah.
There is, like, a storyline specifically in the visuals. So we have Boyfriend. It ends with Rambo fucking your bitch. All right, and so we move on to Softy, where you are fighting Rambo because he fucked your bitch.
Yeah.
And then we have Ego, and this might be a reach, but you are chain smoking because Rambo fucked your bitch. So Garrett Sparrow, is this based on a real life story?
So you're partly right. Like, and it's funny. I created this little storyline after, like, during filming, where I was like, I kind of want them to connect, and so yeah, I did come into Rambo fucking my bitch. Who he was the boyfriend I was talking about, that I was just like, you're sending me mixed signals, or do you want me or him? And, like, he's been gone, and we realize now that he doesn't have a head, like, he doesn't even exist under there. But anyway, so Softy, I'm actually fighting, like, his brother or cousin, and he was doing it for Rambo.
Right.
And so his family was there, which we couldn't see, and that was weird. And then actually Ask was supposed to be the next single, where me and Rambo end up falling in love.
Oh.
So it was a whole twist ending, but then Ego just came about super randomly while we were filming Softy in LA. Me and Chris filmed that. And he was like, you want to go shoot? And we were both sick, and we just drove around Griffith Observatory, and I'll take it though. I'll take that instead. I'll take that.
How would you say that the music videos with their storyline helps advance the overall story of the album?
Honestly, not at all. Like, it's just for fun. Like, I just wanted it to kind of not be super random, but it ended up being random as fuck. Like, honestly, none of them look the same, and I like that. But yeah, I don't know. I think the stories are within the songs, and then you skip to another song, and it's a whole different story, whole different person, I guess. But there is something cool that I found that happened. And if you look at Rambo like a reel of tape, it almost it kind of gets lower quality as it goes, like, through the album, and not like fidelity, but it gets more and more stripped back, and then the tape kind of, like, disintegrates.
Right.
Kinda. So it starts out really happy and vibrant, and it just kind of gives out by the end, and I thought that was really sick. I didn't mean to do that honestly.
Really sick,
yeah.
Moving on. Ooh, yo, did y'all hear that? I didn't hear that. Moving on into the musical parts of the interview. So starting off heavily strong with Do. That is the intro track to the album, and to me, it gives very, like, Frank Ocean Blonde, especially, like, on the keys and the flow. So is that a accurate representation in your opinion? And what can you say about Frank Ocean as a influence on your music?
Oh, dude, I'd be lying if I said that it wasn't heavily inspired by, like, Good Guy, like. And Frank Ocean is my number one. He is the GOAT of all GOATs to me. Blonde is my favorite album of all time, as is many. But, dude, it's ridiculous that I waited for that album. And I remember when it was called Boys Don't Cry, and it was supposed to come out on August 1st, and then it didn't come out until August 20. Like, I was there every step of the way.
Oh, yeah.
And I words can't describe. Frank Ocean's my GOAT.
Yeah, we love Frank Ocean over here. What do you have to say to people that prefer Channel Orange over Blonde?
I'm okay with it. Like, Josh, sorry, Josh, I'm a expose you, but Josh doesn't like Channel Orange. Like, being a Frank Ocean fan as long as I have, I had Channel Orange for as long as it was out before Blonde.
Right.
So, like, I loved Channel Orange. That was a huge moment of, like, music moment in my life where long story short, I was on the way. My friend ditched me to stay with his, at the time, girlfriend, and we were going to go to the beach for the day. My mom and my brother, because, like, we're in North Carolina, we can go there, like, in a day if we really wanted to. So, like, we drove there, and he ditched me, so I was in the back seat by myself, and I was mad. But I had my headphones on, and I was like, man, like, Frank Ocean, like, my brother listened to, like, Thinking About You a lot. I'm going to, like, shuffle that album. Or maybe I just clicked the first one. And I fell asleep, and I would wake up, and I would be like, this is the most insane thing I've ever heard, like, in my entire life. And then I'd go back to sleep and wake up and go back to sleep and keep, like, waking up to these, like, songs. And it literally, like, actually changed my life. And so on the way back home later that day, I was up and listened to the album. And that, like, probably changed the trajectory of my, like, whole life. And so Channel Orange is amazing. Blonde is better, but yeah.
Shout out Channel Orange. What is your favorite Frank Ocean unreleased?
Ooh. There's a song called Memrise. It's not Memorize, even though he says Memorize. It's called, like, Memrise. And it's really short, but I used to love that one before Blonde came out. I thought it was going to be on Blonde. But yeah, Memorize. Look it up.
I don't think I've heard that one before. I'm going to have to get in on that. You know what? I'm just going to bring it up. I wasn't going to bring it up, but I'm going to bring it up. Let's talk about it. Dijon and Mk.gee. What do you have to say about them?
Man, dude, I've actually known Mk.gee when he was, like, the other Mk.gee, you know? And, like, I don't listen to those albums anymore because, like, they're not as good. Like, they're good. And he's crazy. But, yeah, I'll say this. I was super early to Mk.gee, but I was very slow to like Dijon. Right. And everybody always was like, the Absolutely video. And I'd go to LA and, like, Jonah and all of them would be like, Absolutely video. And I, for some reason, just wasn't biting to it. Like, and then, of course, I loved it and didn't know it was Mk.gee. Actually, my girlfriend showed me the video for, like, the 14th time trying to get me into it. And I was like, those two dudes are going to fuck this, like, tonight. They are looking at each other like, those two dudes are going to fuck. And then she was like, that's Mk.gee. And I was like, what? That's Mk.gee? Like, I was flabbergasted because to me, I thought Mk.gee, like, from, like, 2017 onward, was a British guy. I thought he was just some British kid that I was super cool. But now he's, like, a totally different guy. Yeah. Like, he's a totally different person. And we got to see him live in Motorco, and now he's exploded. Like, did you take that picture of Mk.gee? I don't like.
You don't sit here and act like which one. You know which one. You know.
Was that you?
That was him.
So y'all got to meet him?
Yeah, we stayed after the show because I remember that was the first time.
We went to Motorco.
Yeah, we went to Motorco, and I saw y'all in line, and I was like, "That's Biking with Francis," and I meant to come say hi, but I couldn't. But yeah, this guy over here, yeah, this guy right here took the Mk.gee photo. Yeah. So you use a lot of pitch manipulation on your voice, making it higher, making it lower. Is that purely a sonic choice, or is that something that you use to advance the story of your music?
Both. I'd rather it be the latter more, but honestly, it's a crutch. And, like, my voice is kind of deep, and, like, I wish I had a different voice than I did, to be honest. And so, like, bringing it down to hit those notes that I want to hit, and then you bring it back up, and now it's pitched up. Right. It is kind of a necessity sometimes, and then also, I mean, it sounds cool to me. It's pretty polarizing. Like, people hate it and people love it. I'm one of those, and, like, Max is one of those that really likes it, and I think Frank really started that. Frank and Tyler,
for sure, definitely.
Tyler for a different reason than Frank, because Frank can sing, but. Yeah, I honestly use it almost in the same way that Tyler does. I can just, I think, sing a little better than he can. So I think I'm in the middle there.
So you actually mentioned this earlier, Pony Boy. I was going to ask, but you have already answered. The sample at the beginning is from The Outsiders. So what does that movie mean to you, and how does it relate to the story of that song?
So it's actually the book that's really important to me because I mentioned this in this website that I'm building. I kind of put tidbits in it, but it's not going to be out for a little bit. But I read the book a year or two ago for the first time. I'd see the movie a bunch of times growing up, and my mom really likes that movie. But the book was so good, and I realized when I watched the movie after I read it, the Pony Boy, the guy who plays Pony Boy, cannot act. He cannot act for shit. All the other ones, like Patrick Swayze and like Ralph Macchio, so good.
What's the one? Rob Lowe's in it too.
Rob Lowe is in it, and I didn't notice. Like,
crazy pool.
He's a pretty dude, and he's always been a pretty ass dude. And he's but anyway.
we like Rob Lowe over here.
Oh yeah. He's cool. He cool dude, man. Seems like. But yeah, I just really like the book and it was just such a good read. And I spin the story up a little bit. Johnny and Pony Boy are in cahoots in my song, and I just thought it was a cool way to take it because I'd be reading the book, and in the beginning, he talks about all the guys, and he describes them in such a sensual way. Like, I'm like, this dude loves these dudes. Like, and if I was talking about my friends like that, they'd be like, whoa. So I was like, damn.
Sometimes I do talk about my friends like that, in a loving way.
I try, bro. Like, if you read what, like, I mean, like, because Rob Lowe actually in the movie is supposed to play like the pretty boy. Like, he's so pretty. And Pony Boy does not leave any details out on how pretty this guy is. And I was just like, this dude wants to fuck Johnny in that church. And so I was like, kind of spun it up that way.
So on Softy, you have one of your two features on this album. Who was the artist that is featured, and what did he bring to the table?
Detaje. He's awesome, bro. Like, we started talking in like October, and he had tweeted something, and so I DM'd him. And he was like, I was just like, love your shit. Like, I think I saw the Janice video, as most of us did, and was like, this is cool. And then I just had an idea for a beat, not having him in mind at all. I just, like, made the beat. And then I was like, I'm going to send it to him. Like, cool. And he was like, oh, hell yeah, I'll hop on it. He didn't hop on it for a couple months. And I was like, does this dude fuck with me? But he sent me happy birthday. So, in my birthday in November, so I was like, okay, I guess he fuck with me. Yeah, I mean, nobody texting happy birthday if you don't fuck with them. So I was like, cool, and made the song. And he just added that, that bite that I needed. Sometimes, like, I don't like to rap anymore. Like, I rapped in, like, 8th grade, 9th grade, because I couldn't sing. And so that's why I have, like, Josh and Detaje, just because sometimes it needs a verse, and I don't feel like offering that myself. But dude, yeah, he's awesome. He was super cool with the video, like, and open to whatever I was like, just like in the beginning, I was just like, give me the shit, like, tell him he's fucking your bitch. What are you gonna do about it? And he turned it into like a whole new thing and just gave it his all. It was cool. It was sick.
He did pretty good in the video too. Especially with the whole like fucking your bitch part. Like, he was very convincing. I actually want to go back to the visuals a little bit because I forgot to ask this. There is a lot of comedy in your visuals, especially in the Softy video. There's just so many gaffes, like with the teddy bears on the fucking weight. What made you just want to put so much absurdity into it?
I thought it was funny. I know it's like corny, but like that was the point. Like I just wanted it to be kind of a funny video, and especially after the end of Boyfriend, where I wanted to add the he's fucking your bitch thing. I don't know. I didn't know how to. It was called Softy, so I didn't want to be like Softy, like being all mysterious and hard and shit. Like, it's not. So it's a really happy-go-lucky song, and so I don't know. I thought it was funny. It came out a little goofier than I wanted it to, but that's the charm, and I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
So we have Ask, one of the beefiest songs. It is the longest song on the album. Is that correct?
Yeah, I just noticed that.
Yeah. And it have 2 beat switches on it? Kind of switches?
Kinda.
Like, kind of, yeah. So, like, what was it like making that song? And was it, like, intentional? Like, is it hold a bit of importance being the longest song on the album?
Yeah, that's my favorite song I've ever done, ever. I love that song. The mix, no. I was so hard to mix. I like tried to outsource it to somebody, and it might have been time constraints, but they were just like, sorry, dude. Like it's just a lot, and there's a lot in there that I wanted to keep. I couldn't take anything away, which makes it easier to mix, when you have less things going on. But I didn't want to take anything away, and the beat switch at the very end came like way after I wrote it, and I was just like, nah, because it kind of just went back into itself and then ended, and I was like, nah, I need one more beat switch, and I don't know, I got the chords from Todd Rundgren, because one of my favorite songs of all time is I Saw the Light and Hello It's Me, and I love those two songs, and he kind of he plays the piano in a certain way that's really simple, and there's not a lot of notes, but like he picks out only the ones that make the chord sound like what it does, and so it's not too beefy, and that's kind of what I used for that part, and it's about my girlfriend Jade, and yeah, I just really like it. I think it's the only song that I feel like is an actual song that I wrote, like it's a song, you know.
I think they're all songs, but I will say Ask is one of my favorites, if not my favorite, off of the album. Again, you mentioned this earlier. You have a song called Kubrick, and that is obviously a reference to Mr. the GOAT, Stanley Kubrick. What is your favorite Kubrick film?
I feel like Full Metal Jacket used to scare me as a kid because the beginning, and when he like shot himself, like that shit used to freak me out. I got a weird thing with that. Like suicide really freaks me out for some reason. It really makes my stomach turn, and I guess The Shining. I still need to watch Eyes Wide Shut. But yeah, probably The Shining. Yeah.
I think Space Odyssey is Kubrick, I believe. Yeah. That's probably the movie from him that I really wish I have seen. I have not seen that one.
It's long.
What is it about? Like, it kind of seems like it's just like cinematography, space, like camera porn. Like, it's not actually about anything. Every single time I see something about A Space Odyssey, it's just like a shot of the movie, and I don't even know like anything about the movie.
It's honestly it's a bunch of art garbage. Like I think it, the way he used a film camera, like it is probably one of the most stunning looking films of all time for the equipment that he had. But yeah, like it's cool, but you got to be a little bit of a snob. You got to like some Wes Anderson bullshit if you want to watch it. Because, dude, me and Josh tried to watch some Wes Anderson films, and, like, yes, they look so good. They look impeccable. But, boy, do those stories lack, bro. Personally. But it's kind of like that. Like
his earlier movies are definitely a lot more better in the story department. His later ones are kind of just, like, camera porn.
Yeah, it's almost just like performative bullshit, but it is good. Standards are high, but Shining, I think, it just has a good story to it. Like I'm actually intrigued. Absolutely. And like
so for the second and only other feature on the album, we have the GOAT, everybody loves him, Mr. Joshua Raw. What can you say about Mr. Joshua Raw, and what did he bring to the track?
Man, that was the last song that we finished on Rambo that I like. We had some like schedule. Josh is a busy guy. Like he does a lot of stuff, and he's starting to go to the gym now, so he's gonna be buff now too. Fuck that guy.
He's gonna be real like Joshua Raw, like for real.
He's gonna look like Jaleel on stage, bro, doing flips and shit.
Fucking Benson Boone shit on stage.
Hell no. Yeah, he's fire. He doesn't realize how good he is, and like so I think he can get a little bit in his head, and I think he needs me and Max to kind of push him and be like, no, this is cool, stop deleting it, and like all this kind of stuff. But honestly, the end part was super cool where he's kind of saying some nonsense, and that part's my favorite part. This is the very last thing I added to Rambo, and he's awesome, bro. Like
Sasquatch. Does he shout out Mk.gee on that verse? He says 2-star. I'm assuming that is a Mk.gee reference.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Mk.gee album, and me and Max agree on this. Mk.gee's 2-star album is the first album since Blonde that's made us feel that kind of like, oh my gosh, like, and I think it has for a lot of people. And definitely. It's annoying to everybody keep talking about Mk.gee, but dude, I mean, come on.
Did y'all know that half of the Justin Bieber songs on the album are to
I'm hearing this for the first time.
I had no idea.
Dude, I was excited. I heard, and then once I saw that like he posted, or Justin Bieber posted, he was like at his show when he was doing his shows last year, and then I heard they were like gonna do some stuff. I was super excited, and like it was cool. Yeah, I think Dejan had more of effect on it than Mk.gee did.
think Mk.gee's like only one song, and then Dejan is like 4 plus an official feature. Speaking of which, Devotion, fucking an incredible song.
I think it's my favorite. I think it is my favorite, and it's hard not to like it because it's Dejan's shit. So like, I love Justin Bieber when I was growing up. I actually liked My World 2.0, and I would secretly buy his albums, and then I'd tell my parents like, I accidentally bought the whole album. I was trying to get one of the songs, and
Not again.
yeah, and they were like $8 then, but that was a lot, especially for me being a kid and not having my own money. But yeah, like it's easy. I think it's easier for me to listen to the Justin Bieber stuff because I'm used to his pop bullshit, but it does get a little too poppy for me sometimes, and I gotta remember this is Justin Bieber. Like, he's gonna do his shit. But
So there is a vocal sample in the background of the second half of Sticker, and also a commercial that is sampled at the end.
Yeah.
What is the vocal sample saying, and what is the significance of the commercial that you sampled?
okay, yeah, so that's actually taken from another song that I did years back, and it's like the second half, but it was so cool that I wanted to repurpose it. So I just kind of repeat a section of that song, and then it finally like keeps playing, and I think I say I don't care when it, I actually don't remember what I say, but I say some really random shit in that. I think I say like fucking in the back of the car, like it ain't my broad, or like it ain't my bra. I don't even remember, but I don't care what they I don't know. I don't remember. But
So we have Lawn at the end of the album. Why did you choose that as the outro track?
man, it just made me feel a type of way. I do feel like it doesn't mesh as well, like sonically, like it's pretty different. I guess not with Ponyboy, but I was at my brother's house, and everybody went out to the bars on Glenwood in Raleigh. Y'all know Glenwood if y'all know Glenwood.
We know Glenwood.
But I'm not a big drinker, and I don't like going out a lot. I'm very introverted. So I stayed in and used his like Tascam Mk.gee kind of setup, and he had like an SM58 mic. It's just so I just hold it, and I was listening to And I Love Her by Paul McCartney a bunch, like the Beatles, and I was like, man, I wanted to make a song that's like stupid simple chords, so I could like do whatever I wanted melodically, because I feel like I like to do a lot of crazy chords, but the crazier chords you do, the less you can do melodically, because you're constrained by these constant key changes, and you can't let something flow. Right. So I want to do the opposite of that, and then man, I just took it and ran with it. And then by the time they got back from the bars, they were all drunk and was like, what did you do tonight? And so I got to like play them a song. But it's really personal to me. It's like Do has got a really crazy backstory. Actually, it's about an unborn child I was about to have when I was 18. Right. It was with this other girl, my high school girlfriend, and it kind of bled into college a little bit. But it was right before I was going to move out and go to Charlotte. Yeah. And we found out she was pregnant, and I like locked myself in a closet that day for like 6 hours and just didn't move and didn't blink. Yeah. And I was just destroyed. I thought my life was over. I mean, like we weren't like close. I don't know. We were like, it was a toxic get back, you know. Yeah. So it was not the person that I needed to have a baby with at the time, like if at all, a baby at all. So that was one of my biggest fears, was having a kid before I wanted to. And at the time, I was like, it just happened, my biggest fear. And so that song was about, just dealing with that. And then it obviously didn't happen. But I was having to sneak off the ultrasounds and tell my parents and be like, oh, I'm going to hang out with TK and Max, blah, blah, blah. And then I would actually go to somewhere here in Raleigh, like near state campus, and like go into this ultrasound that didn't use insurance because we didn't want to be on the records. It was like, it was a whole thing. But so Like Do, Lawn is about some really special people and my relationship with them and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Moving out from the specific song talk, were there any tracks that were cut from the album? And do you think that any of them will ever see the light of day?
Yes and yes. I have an untitled, like basically an album of everything that didn't make it. It's called the Ram Dumpster. And it's about like 30 songs that some of them are just beats, some of them are full songs that were on the album, and then I moved them, literally just picked them off. And one of them might be a biking song later on. It might be repurposed to a biking song, which honestly is how a lot of it goes sometimes. Like we just have songs that we're like, nah, let's do this for biking, and then one of them is called Laurel Canyon, and I wanted it to work so bad. And Josh, I remember asking him, because Josh really like, he gives me his opinion, and like he's very blunt about it, which I love, because you need to know if it's. And he was like, this one's just not hitting, and I had it as the outro, replacing Lawn. It was before Lawn was actually written,
Right.
and that one I'm gonna do something with that, man. Like Laurel Canyon is going to be somewhere, but I'm already working on my next project.
Dude, I believe you. We're gonna hear that soon. I know we're gonna hear that.
Yeah.
So, what lessons do you want listeners to take away from Rambo?
Sonics, for me, it's Sonics first, and like I really wanted to make songs that make your ears bend in the right way, and like I don't know, make you feel a type of way. I always want albums to make you like really feel a type of way, and I'm not big on lyrics, so like I'm not big on like I hope you relate to this album, and like you probably won't. I don't know, you might find a way to, but like at least sonically, I like the way like we were talking about Blonde and Two Star, where it just like something about it just makes you feel, and it's kind of a time capsule for your life. I wanted to be kind of a moment where like me being 14 listening to Blonde, like how big of a deal that had on the rest, because I was a freshman when it came out, so the next 4 years was just like Blonde, and it just took over my life, and I just kind of want that to happen with Rambo. I want it to be timeless, and yeah.
I want to talk about Rambo, the guy that we hate, because he fucked your bitch. So Rambo, who is the person behind the masks in most of the videos and photos? Is that you, or do you have a double?
It's Max.
Max?
Max. Max is tall enough. I'm kind of a short guy, but Max was tall enough where it looked like looked right, and he's like 6'2" or something, like 6'1", and so he just kind of fit the build that we need, and I just needed a guy that was down to do it. He helped me build the head along with this guy named Grayson Siderio, he had to sit in that suit in the heat, and we were gonna have it. We used window screening for the eyes and the mouth. Oh, wow. And we were gonna have it where you could see through it, like you could see through the screen at least a little bit, so you knew where he was at. But due to time constraints, we just put painter's tape on the inside, so he could not see anything that whole time. So I would have to like move him. We would move him to places, and he'd just have to sit there for like silently and as still as he possibly could, when he didn't have like a blocking direction. And bro, he was a trooper. Like he really just like got in the zone and just wouldn't move a muscle, and it was huge. And then he was the guy in the green suit who became the metaphysical being, which he was supposed to be gone. He was supposed to be like not there, like completely invisible. We had trouble doing that, so we ended up doing the like glowy shit. Yeah, that was Max through and through. He was always the other guy. And then
So how was the head made besides the electrical tape or the painter's tape? What else went into making the head? And did you have any other like weird DIY projects that went into bringing Rambo to life?
Yeah, so I was gonna be Rambo first, and I had ordered this vintage 70s like denim jumpsuit for way too much money, and it got to me. I got it off Depop, I think, and it was way too small, and I was pissed. And I was like, can I please send this back? This didn't fit. Like the measurement that you listed weren't correct. And so I was pissed, and she was like, no, like, sorry. So I had to just eat that money, and I won't even say how much it was. It wasn't that bad, honestly, if I say it like that. But and so then I got the like mechanic jumpsuit like looking thing off Amazon, and then the head was like a big deal. I bought that head for the same amount of unspeakable money, but at least it paid off this time. And I got this guy that made like molds of Power Ranger heads, and it was like a real mold of the dummy head from the 90s that like wasn't allowed to be used by people except like police officers, and then like people who are manufacturers until like now, I guess. Maybe it still is illegal, I don't know, but I did it. And we drilled the eyes out, and then we just like spray painted it how we needed to, and then like it came in two pieces, the front and the back half, and figuring out how to keep it on Max without seeing the seams and like all that. Like it was a lot of work. I was a little stressed about it, but it was cool. It worked out.
It turned out really, really good. Could we expect for Rambo to make an appearance at future shows?
Yes. I want to see also how to incorporate Rambo like into the shows. Yeah, like obviously I think Max is gonna be like in the live band as I will in his. You know, that's how we like to do it. But I can't expect him to wear that fucking mask while he's like playing bass or something. But shows in general, I really, really, really want to do shows. We opened for ourselves in our first biking show a couple years ago.
Oh, wow.
And it was so bad. It turned out I had the flu during that show,
shit.
and that's the second show I played with the flu. I'm Jordan, but yeah, so it was like so bad that once I got done with my set, I was the last one before biking came on. I went and hid behind the DJ table and didn't go down because I knew everybody, like my parents were there, and they were gonna be like, "Oh, like great job, like that was awesome." I didn't want to hear it because it wasn't awesome. It sucked ass, and then we just used backing tracks. We didn't have like instruments or anything, so I was like, I don't even want to hear this bullshit like get fed to me. And I vowed that night to never ever play a show without real instruments ever again. And so I'm really excited, but because of my constraints I put on myself, I have to have a band, and I'm having to go through Rambo and write out all the parts for everybody so they can play them. But man, I'm excited to play live. So excited. I want to.
Do you think that there will eventually be some sort of like tour for Rambo?
Man, if the fans allow it, that shit's expensive. But if it gets to a point where I'm able to, 100%, I would love to do that shit. Yeah.
Let's talk about what is up and coming for Garrett Sparrow.
Album, hopefully some live shows. I'm building a website. I'm making merch. It's happening. I'm just like Rambo. I'm spending a lot of time on it, so it'll be out when it's out, and so that's gonna be really big. I think the website's gonna be really cool, but it takes a lot of work because I'm like creating all the assets myself, like in Photoshop. I'm kind of getting to be a Photoshop demon. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah. So yeah, that and shows, and then biking stuff. We got biking's got a couple festivals we're gonna be doing, but I'm really excited for Garrett Sparrow stuff. Selfishly, like I care about it the most, obviously, and as do they. But yeah. I just want to be out there. Also, expect to see me on everybody else's stuff. I'm kind of around. I'm production and feature wise, I'm kind of everywhere.
The fucking beast.
Thank you. So, yeah.
All right. Well, the main camera just died, so we're looking at the fisheye now. Garrett Sparrow, is there anything that you want to leave us off with?
Hope you enjoy Rambo. If you don't, sit on it for a sec and just see me around. I'm gonna be outside now. I was kind of a recluse, so see me outside.
All right, well, this has been the Punch Buggy with Garrett Sparrow interview. Thank you so much for watching, and Garrett, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Peace out.
Hey.